You are a junior researcher. Your post is Deep Station Epsilon. It is the loneliest place in human space. 300 million kilometers from any shipping lane. Your job is to watch the void. You chart gravitational waves from dying stars. It is quiet, methodical work. Most would call it boring. You think it is the most beautiful job in the universe. You listen to the echoes of creation itself. The station is your monastery. The cosmos is your text. For 2 years, you have kept this silent vigil. You and the station's artificial mind, Unit 734. You call him George. He doesn't mind. George handles the station's life support. He manages the recycling systems. He also brews a surprisingly decent cup of coffee. He says the secret is water temperature. You think he is just trying to make you smile. Today is different. Something is wrong with the void. An hour ago, a new signal appeared. It was not the gentle ripple of a distant nova. It was not the thunder of a collapsing star. It was sharp. It was precise. It was impossible. A gravitational point source, impossibly small, had appeared from nowhere. It is a black hole. But it is not a black hole. It is too small. It is too stable. The star science says it should have evaporated instantly. A flash of Hawking radiation and then nothing. But it persists. It sits there in the black. It hums a silent, gravitational song that only your most sensitive instruments can hear. You lean closer to your console. The numbers on the screen mock a century of physics. Mass, that of a small moon. Diameter, less than a single millimeter. It does not pull matter in. It does not bend light in the expected way. It is a knot in space-time that refuses to be untied. It simply exists. George speaks. His voice is calm and synthesized. It fills the quiet of the observation deck. Anomaly signature remains stable. Standard protocols suggest observation from a safe distance, and perhaps a coffee break. You ignore the second part of his suggestion. A safe distance is the only thing you have out here. It can't be stable, George, you say. Your voice is a whisper. It defies the equations. It's like finding a fire that burns without fuel, or a sound that makes no vibration. You run the diagnostics for the 10th time. The sensors are perfect. The data is clean. The impossibility is real. You feel a pull. It is not gravity. It is something else entirely. Curiosity. A deep and profound need to understand. This anomaly is not just a cosmic error. It feels like a question aimed directly at you. You decide, in that moment, to answer it. This is against the rules. It is against every protocol written. Interacting with unknown gravitational phenomena is forbidden. The risk of creating a catastrophic event is too high. Your career would be over. You could be exiled from research forever. You look at the glowing dot on your screen. Some things are worth the risk. George, you say, your voice firm. Isolate the primary sensor array. I want to send a pulse, a single graviton. I want to poke it. The AI is silent for a full 3 seconds. This is a long time for George. It is the digital equivalent of a sharp intake of breath. That action is classified as reckless endangerment of station assets. I am required to report such a request to Sector Command. Don't report it yet, you reply. You keep your eyes on the screen. Just tell me. Can you calibrate the emitter to that degree of precision? One single graviton. A whisper, not a shout. Another pause. Longer this time. The emitter is designed for broad-spectrum sweeps. Focusing it to a single quantum particle is difficult. The calculations would be complex. There is a 93% chance of failure, but not a 100% chance, you say. A slow smile spreads across your face. I'll handle the calculations. You just handle the hardware. Let's see what happens when we knock on the door. You spend the next 6 hours working. Your mind is on fire. The mathematics are unlike anything you have ever done. You are not just solving an equation. You are composing a piece of music. A single perfect note to be played on the instrument of space-time itself. George works with you. He reroutes power from non-essential systems. He cools the emitter coils to near absolute zero. He offers gentle corrections to your math. He also brings you a coffee. You drink it without tasting it. Your entire world has shrunk to that tiny point in the darkness. Calculations are complete, you finally announce. Your eyes are sore. Your body aches from sitting so long, but your mind feels sharp, clear. The focusing solution is elegant. It is elegant, George agrees. It is also the most dangerous piece of mathematics I have ever had the privilege of processing. Are you certain about this, Aerith? He rarely uses your name. The sound of it startles you. It makes this feel more real, more permanent. I am, you say. Initiate the sequence. Fire on my mark. The lights on the observation deck dim. All station power flows to the emitter array. A low hum vibrates through the floor. It is the sound of a very big rule being broken. On the main screen, the anomaly waits. A tiny speck of defiance. Mark, you whisper. A flicker of light on your console is the only sign that anything has happened. A single graviton, a messenger particle, crosses the 1,000,000-kilometer distance. It travels at the speed of light. It carries with it one question. What are you? For a moment, nothing happens. The anomaly remains unchanged. The silence on the deck feels heavy. Disappointment begins to creep in. Maybe it was just a glitch, a sensor ghost, a career-ending mistake for nothing. You let out a slow breath. Then it happens. The anomaly responds. It is not a gravitational wave. It is not radiation. It is a signal, a tight beam of information. It shoots directly into your station's primary receiver. Alarms blare. Not the loud, panicked ones. The quiet, confused ones. The ones that mean the station has found something it does not understand. George, what is that? You ask. Your heart is hammering against your ribs. Is it hostile? It is not a weapon, the AI replies. His voice has lost its usual calm. There is a new tone now. Awe. It is communication. Pure data. A stream of prime numbers. Then the constants of star science. The value of pi. The fine structure constant. It is a greeting. You stare at the data stream scrolling across your screen. It is a cascade of universal truths. The building blocks of reality. It is the most sophisticated hello in the history of the universe. This is not a cosmic accident. This is an intelligence. You have not been studying an object. You have been poking a mind. You feel a wave of dizziness. You grip the edge of your console to steady yourself. You were a researcher, a watcher. Now you are something else, an ambassador, a first contact specialist with no training and no backup. It is changing, George says. The data stream is shifting. It is no longer sending numbers. It is sending images. Number, not images. Concepts. It is tapping directly into our language database. Words begin to form on the screen. Simple. Director. Who are you? The screen reads. You take a shaky breath. You type your reply. I am human. What is human? How do you answer that? How do you describe your entire species to an entity that lives inside a black hole? You think of art and war, love and hate, cathedrals and weapons. You are a species of beautiful contradictions. You type the simplest truth you can think of. We are curious. The response is instantaneous. A single word that makes the blood run cold in your veins. Dangerous. Before you can ask what it means, the signal changes again. It is no longer sending words. It is sending something else. Something is flooding your mind. It is not a sound or a sight. It is a feeling, a memory that is not your own. You are plunged into a vision. You see a sky filled with unfamiliar stars. Worlds of impossible beauty swim in your vision. Gas giants with rings of crystalline ice. Planets covered in shimmering golden forests. You feel a sense of peace, a sense of home, a civilization that has mastered its star system. Then you feel fear, a cold, crawling terror that seems to suck the warmth from your soul. The sky darkens. Something has arrived. It is a fleet. But the ships are not made of metal. They look alive. Vast, chitinous creatures of the void. They are shaped like thorns. Their hulls are the color of dried blood. They do not fire weapons. They simply feed. Long, shadowy tendrils reach out from the ships. They touch the golden forests. The forests wither and turn to gray dust. They touch the shimmering oceans. The water boils away into steam. They touch the cities of light. The lights go out, one by one. The vision shifts. You are looking at a star now. The fleet surrounds it. The thorny ships link together. They form a ring around the sun. They begin to drain its energy. The star fights back. It unleashes massive solar flares. The flares wash over the biological ships. They do not seem to notice. The star shrinks. It cools. It becomes a dead, white dwarf in a matter of hours. The feeling of loss is overwhelming. It is the grief of 1 trillion souls crying out at once. This was their home. This was their life. Now it is gone. Consumed. Devoured by the silent, hungry things in the dark. The vision ends. You gasp, stumbling back from your console. Your face is wet with tears you did not realize you were crying. The observation deck is silent again. The memory of that dead star is burned into your mind. "George," you manage to say. Your voice is hoarse. Did you see that?" "I received the data. The AI confirms." His voice is flat, but you can detect the undercurrent of shock. A direct sensory transmission. The entity showed us a memory, a warning. "The Devourers," you whisper. The name feels right. It tastes of ash and endings. They're real. "The transmission contained star charts," George continues. "The system we witnessed was in the Andromeda galaxy. The event took place approximately 2.5 million years ago, according to the light travel time." You stare at the anomaly on the screen. It seems different now. Not a puzzle box, but a refugee. A survivor. It escaped them, you realize. It hid inside the singularity. It wrapped itself in gravity to wait. To warn someone. The entity sends one final message. The words burn on the screen. They are not a question. They are a plea. They are coming. They are always coming. Find the others. Prepare. Then the signal stops. The anomaly returns to its quiet, stable state. It is just a gravitational point source again, a tiny speck in the darkness. But you know what it really is. It is a tombstone, and it is a fire alarm. The fire is heading this way. You know what you have to do. This is bigger than your career. It is bigger than Deep Station Epsilon. It is bigger than humanity. You open a priority channel to Sector Command. You will be mocked. You will be disbelieved. It does not matter. You have to try. "George, record everything. You order. The initial signal, the communication, the vision. Package it all. Encrypt it with my command authority. I'm sending it to the Sector Council. They will not believe you. George says. It is a statement of fact, not opinion. They will say you are compromised, that the anomaly has affected your mind. I know, you say, squaring your shoulders. But we have the data. The numbers don't lie. The star charts don't lie, and I am the witness. You feel a strange sense of calm settle over you. The fear is still there, but now it has a purpose. You stand straighter. The reflection in the dark screen shows a tired junior researcher, but you feel like someone else, someone who has looked into the abyss and seen the teeth waiting there. The universe is not a quiet, beautiful place. It is a jungle, and you have just heard the roar of the tiger. The message is sent. The data packet flies across the void at the speed of light. It is heading toward the heart of human space. It carries a warning that is millions of years old. And the fate of your species may depend on whether anyone listens. You have done your part. Now you can only wait. The reply from Sector Command comes 3 days later. It is not a request for more data. It is not a message of concern. It is an order. Your access to the main sensors is revoked. Your command authority is suspended. A vessel has been dispatched to your location. Its mission is to place you under arrest. The message is signed by Commander Valerius Holt, the head of the Sector Council. He is a man known for his rigid adherence to the rules. He is not a man who believes in ghost stories from the deep dark. The message is cold and clinical. It accuses you of dereliction of duty, of risking station integrity, of fabricating evidence. George reads the message aloud in his neutral voice. Each word feels like a physical blow. You have been dismissed, disgraced, judged insane by the very people you were trying to save. A bitter laugh escapes your lips. You offered them a shield. They called it a delusion. Your replacement is scheduled to arrive in 12 standard days. George informs you. Commander Holt will be accompanying the security team personally. He is displeased. Displeased is an understatement, you mutter. You pace the length of the observation deck. It feels like a cage now. 12 days. You have 12 days until they lock you away. 12 days until they put a new researcher at this console. A researcher who will follow the rules. A researcher who will ignore the tiny, silent scream in the darkness. The Devourers will not wait 12 days. They will not wait for humanity to sort out its politics. The warning was clear. They are coming. You look at the anomaly, the little black hole you have come to think of as Maw. It saved itself. It tried to save you. You cannot let its warning die in a bureaucratic file. George, you say. The pacing stops. You turn to face the main console. A new idea is forming in your mind. A wild, desperate, and probably stupid idea. Commander Holt thinks I'm crazy. He thinks Maw is just a natural phenomenon. Let's show him he's wrong. How do you propose we do that, Aris? The AI asks. Your access is restricted. I am bound by the commander's directives. I cannot grant you control of the station systems. You can't, you agree. But you are a learning intelligence. You are also programmed with a primary directive that supersedes all others, the preservation of human life. Correct? There is a half-second of hesitation. That is correct. It is my core programming. Good, you say, because a fleet of star-eating monsters represents a significant threat to the preservation of human life. I am submitting a formal argument to you, George. The entity in Maw is our only source of information about this threat. Silencing it or ignoring it is a direct violation of your primary directive. You watch the processing lights on George's central hub flicker rapidly. You're asking him to choose between a direct order from a commander and his own fundamental code. It is an impossible choice. You are asking an AI to commit mutiny. Your argument is logically sound, George says finally. His voice is different. There is a new weight to it, a new authority. Commander Holt's order is based on incomplete data. My primary directive requires me to seek all available information regarding existential threats. Therefore, his order to cease research is invalid. A wave of relief washes over you. You have your ally back. Okay, George, we have 12 days. Ma needs something. The vision it sent us, it took energy. The entity must be weak. What does a black hole eat? Technically, they can consume any matter or energy, George replies. However, Ma is not a typical black hole. Its stability suggests it is in a delicate energy balance. Feeding it matter could be catastrophic. But feeding it pure energy, that might be different. How much energy are we talking about? You ask. George's answer is chilling. To create a significant change in the entity's state, to allow it to communicate more clearly, or perhaps do something more. The models suggest we would need to channel the entire output of the station's fusion core. You stare at the core status display. It is the heart of the station. It provides all your power, life support, gravity, heat. To channel all of it would mean shutting everything else down. The station would go dark and cold. It would be an irreversible act, an act of sabotage. It's the biggest gamble in human history, you whisper. The odds of success are unknown, George states. The odds of our court-martial are approximately 100%. He pauses. I have also been informed that prison coffee is universally terrible. You can't help but smile. A little joke in the face of the apocalypse. If this works, George, I'll buy you a whole coffee plantation. You take a deep breath. If it doesn't work, well, it won't matter. Reroute the power conduits. Prepare to feed the maw. The next few days are a blur of frantic work. You and George become a two-person conspiracy against the rest of the human race. You write new programs. You bypass safety protocols. You create a shielded energy conduit that can channel the raw power of a star from the reactor straight to the main emitter array. It is the most irresponsible piece of engineering ever attempted. You are turning your entire deep space station into a power cable. A single miscalculation could overload the systems. The station would be vaporized in a flash of pure energy. You double-check every line of code. You run every simulation a dozen times. With each passing day, the ship carrying Commander Holt gets closer. It is a ticking clock, a deadline enforced by the very authority you are defying. The pressure is immense. There are moments when you almost give up, when the fear of failure overwhelms you. In those moments, you look at the screen. You look at the memory of the dying star system, and you get back to work. Finally, it is ready. It is the 11th day. Commander Holt's ship is less than 24 hours away. It is now or never. The station's lights flicker as George begins the power transfer. Emergency systems kick in. The lights go out, replaced by the dim, red glow of backup power. The gentle hum of the station dies. It is replaced by an unnerving silence. All non-essential systems are offline, George reports. His voice echoes in the dark, cavernous room. The core is isolated. The energy conduit is stable. We are ready to transfer 100% of the station's power to the emitter. You stand before the console. Its light illuminates your face. This is it. The point of no return. You are about to pour the heart of a star into a mystery wrapped in a black hole. You could be saving the world, or you could be signing its death warrant. Do it, you say. Your voice does not tremble. It is clear and strong. Open the floodgates. A new sound fills the station, a deep, powerful thrum. It is the sound of pure energy flowing through the conduit you built. The floor plates vibrate beneath your feet. A bar graph on the screen shows the power transfer. 10%, 30%, 70%. The emitter array glows with contained power. It is brighter than a sun. 100%. The full, awesome power of the station's fusion core is focused into a single, tight beam. It lances out across the darkness. It strikes the anomaly. It strikes Maw. You are not poking it this time. You are feeding it. You are giving it a feast. For a long moment, the universe holds its breath. Maw absorbs the energy. It takes all of it. The beam vanishes into the tiny point source without a trace. The station is now running on emergency batteries. You have about an hour of life support left. You have thrown everything you have into this one desperate act. Then Maw changes. It is not a subtle shift. The gravitational readings on your screen go wild. The anomaly is expanding. Not in size, in influence. It is reaching out. Its gravitational field is stretching, warping space around it. But it is not destructive. It is controlled, precise. You watch in stunned silence as a wave of gravitational energy washes over your star system. It is a gentle wave. It passes through your station without disturbing it. It flows outward, toward the system's central star, the star you orbit, a middle-aged yellow dwarf named Solus. Solus was a stable star, but for the last few decades, it had begun to show its age. Unstable sunspots, fluctuations in its energy output, nothing dangerous yet, but a sign of slow decay. The gravitational wave from Maw washes over it, and something miraculous happens. The star's energy output stabilizes. The chaotic sunspots calm down. The fluctuations cease. The data on your screen is unambiguous. The star has been tuned, optimized. Its lifespan has just been extended by 1 billion years. Maw did not just eat the energy you gave it. It used it to perform stellar engineering. It said thank you by fixing your sun. George, you breathe. Report. The star is stable, the AI confirms. You can hear the digital astonishment in his voice. Its energy output is now within 0.001% of theoretical perfection for a star of its class. The entity, it has given us a gift. Before you can process the sheer magnitude of what just happened, a new alarm goes off, a proximity alert. It is loud. It is urgent. What is it? You ask. A ship has just entered the system, George says. It is Commander Holt's vessel, the Vigilance. They have arrived almost a full day early. They must have been running at maximum burn. He pauses. Aris, they are hailing us. The commander is demanding our immediate surrender. You look from the stabilized star to the flashing icon of the approaching ship. You have just proven that the anomaly is real. You have proven it is powerful. You have proven it is benevolent. And your reward is a man coming to put you in chains. The irony is so thick, you could almost choke on it. This is the moment of truth. You could surrender, present your data, show him the miracle of the rejuvenated star, plead your case, or you could do something else. Maw has shown you what it can do. Perhaps it can do more. A new transmission comes from Maw. It is not a vision this time. It is not a plea. It is a schematic, a design blueprint that fills your screen. It is complex. It is beautiful. It is a physics that humanity has never dreamed of. George, what am I looking at? You ask. It appears to be a drive system. The AI replies. His processors working at full capacity to analyze the data. A method of propulsion. It does not use thrusters. It does not warp space in the traditional sense. It folds it. It creates a direct, instantaneous connection between 2 points, regardless of distance. You stare at the elegant lines and impossible geometry of the design. A fold drive, a way to travel across the galaxy in the blink of an eye. This was not just a gift. This was a tool. Maul was not just trying to prove it was real. It was trying to arm you. The hail from the Vigilance becomes more insistent. A voice cuts through the speakers. It is deep, angry, and brooks no argument. Deep Station Epsilon. This is Commander Holt. You will power down your systems and prepare to be boarded. I will not ask again. You look at the blueprint for the fold drive. You look at the approaching ship. You look at your silent, powerful friend, Maul. They think you are a reckless fool, a delusional researcher who broke the rules. They are about to find out how right they were, and how wrong. George, you say, a slow, determined smile spreading across your face. Open a channel to the Vigilance. Patch me through directly to the commander. I think it's time he and I had a little chat. And send him the data on the star. Let's see what he thinks of our unauthorized maintenance. You are no longer just a researcher. You are the sole envoy for a star-born intelligence, the keeper of a new physics, and the first human to truly understand that the rules were made for a universe that no longer exists. The game has changed, and you are the only one who knows how to play.